In today's video we're going to be doing something a little different. We've kind of looked on YouTube and we haven't seen anyone do this yet. It's going to be called the RM tag, which stands for the Return Missionary tag. We have a special guest who is my sister, my partner in crime. Basically, I'm going to be asking some questions to my sister and she's going to answer them about her mission to
the Barbados Bridgetown mission.
There we go. So there's 10 questions. Well, I think there's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10. There's 10. First question. Bear with me because my throat is really bad.
Yeah, and I've got a cold, so if I go, you'll know why.
Okay. What was your favourite part of your host country and why?
My favourite part about Barbados was actually the second time I went. It was the first time I went, I was being trained there, and I really liked it, but it was really hard being there. But the second time I went, I just, it's like when you go back home after a holiday. Mm-hmm. It's like coming home, you meet all the people that you loved. The branch were the best because they felt like a family. They felt like Glenfield Ward. Like there wasn't much difference between the Oystons branch and Glenfield Ward, and so like I just really like the people. They're very British in Barbados as well, so like I always got like nostalgia just because like going back was like Barbados is like going home. And it really was. I told all the members that when I got there. Sister Brathwaite is a lovely cook and she would do dinner for us, and it was like a cross between Caribbean and English food, and so that was really nice. Sister McIntosh, who is also a wonderful cook, and I love her family so much. Like they're like my family from family, and so like I don't know, it was just like going home, like the Innes's family, Kim Jones, I'm scared that I'm not going to mention everyone, but Diana, she was a new addition to Barbados because Sister Burley and Sister Marikina baptised her with Sister Smith, and yeah, I don't know, it was just meeting new people but also going back home.
When you were on your mission, what did you miss most while you were gone?
Family. Actually, no, that's a lie. I didn't, like, I missed my family, but only at like special special occasions, like, and at certain points where I was just like struggling a lot, because like your family is where you go to. But the thing that I actually missed a lot was music, and just being able to listen to music, or like any music I wanted to. Like there was a very strict ban on music, and it was really hard at times because like we didn't just want to listen to Motab, and so we wanted to listen to more upbeat stuff, and I did for a time, and then I sort of broke the rule in front of the assistants to the president, and so the rule was changed because of me.
You affected change.
I did, it was really bad.
Describe an experience you had on the mission that impacted the way you now approach people.
My biggest growth on my mission was when I was in St. Lucia, because it was just so different. The people are so different there, and like the work was so different there, and it was like just really hard just because we didn't have a solid teaching pool. Like we weren't teaching a lot of people. And so what I learned on St. Lucia is the importance of ministering, like kind of what the church is coming out a lot with now, and just like approaching people with more love. Like I was praying like nearly every single day to see these people as like children of God, and so that has changed the way that I talk to people, in the fact that I don't see them, well, I try not to see them as like just another person, but I try to see them as like a child of God and like approach them in that way.
What did you appreciate most about the culture you were living in?
My culture, of course, is the Caribbean culture, and so like a lot of it is so chilled. Some of the funniest thing people would say was be like, oh, I'm so busy, I can't talk to you right now, and all they're doing is sitting down smoking weed. Like you don't even know what busy is. Like something that I love about the culture though is just how simple their life is, like, and like how they can live on like hardly anything but still live. And I think that's what changed me, like coming home. Like I just wasn't used to having like loads of stuff, and so like that was probably what impacted me the most, is just that I don't need all of this stuff. I can just live, like if they can live it out there, I can live it here with like
nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Tell us about a special friendship you had with a native person from there. Who was your best friend?
Oh, it's so hard. I had
Why,
so
you
many
gotta answer.
people. Okay, probably the best one was when I was in St. Lucia, we had this member, she's gonna love me for saying this, we had this member named Nisa who got baptised like, I think like the week after I arrived. And Nisa loved Little Mix. Like she loved Little Mix. Like she always said like, oh, I love Jessie. Like she just reminds me of me. And so like we used to call each other like members from Little Mix. So of course I don't know which one I am out of Perry and Jade. So I was like, some days I'd be like, you should call me Jade. And then some days I was like, you should call me Perry. But like we just like would bond over that, and she used to like play Little Mix music while we were at game night, which I didn't really like because I wanted to save it for when I got home. But yeah, I don't know. And she absolutely loved me. Like she wrote in my journal like when I left, and just really sweet message, and we still stay in contact over WhatsApp. So yeah.
Tell us about your church and worship in your country.
So it depends. Which I have 3 countries that I went to.
Differentiate the 3.
Okay.
Pick something from each.
So the way that Barbados is run is very similar to the way that like a regular church is run. You can tell how similar it is to, like, as I say, it's very similar to Glenfield Ward, but they do have like certain songs that they like to go through. Like I can't remember which hymn it was, but I swear we sang it every week. Like it was the same hymn, and I got absolutely annoyed about it, and I still don't like it if like we play it at our ward. And there was definitely a dynamics between the 2 branch presidents, because when I first arrived, obviously they had a different branch president to when I came back.
Yeah.
They have a games night on Fridays, which ran when I was there the first time, and then they stopped it, and then we brought it back, me and my companion. I was like, we need to do this because it's really good. And it did. It started like bringing more investigators to it. On St. Lucia, there are not a lot of members that go to the ward. Like the biggest number was 60, I think we had. But with that branch, like it was struggling a lot. The branch president was struggling a lot. The relationship between the members and the missionaries was struggling a lot. And so like when I was there, it was trying to build a better relationship with the branch president and the members. And I think we achieved it. At least me and Sister Hanson did, and me and Sister McGinn did. Like we just made sure that we got on with the members. Grenada is a huge dynamics because it has med students and members, local members. And so it felt like I was in like an American ward, like just because of how many. But I liked that because I got on with a lot of the American med students, like Alex. I love her to bits. She used to say that I reminded her of her sister, and she loved me. Like she bought me the Star Wars toys when I left, and so I loved her so much, and I miss her so much. Then there was like Sister Whiteside and her family, who were just so adorable. Like she was the Relief Society president, and I would call her and just be like, hey, like, is there anything we can do? And she was like, you're so nice, like you're so nice, we love you so. And I just loved her family so much, and I got to spend my birthday at her house. And then there was Holly Jackson, who was so amazing. She had the cutest dog in the world, and she would always come teaching with us. She was there when my first baptism happened with Desmond, and so yeah, she was, so that's probably the differences. And obviously like Grenada runs on a bit more of a stricter, like more church-like
church-based
Sunday, because there's more members, and there's American members who know how like American churches run.
What kinds of foods did you cook for yourself in your apartment?
Oh, okay, so something that we would do, it depended what sister I was with. But when I was in Grenada, we'd always have quesadillas, which is basically burrito wrap, cheese, fold it up, put it in the microwave, boom, you're ready to go. And so we take them a lot. When I was with Sister Mon the second time, she was trying to eat healthy, so we always had like a salad or like a sandwich, and then that was like really healthy with a lot of vegetables and stuff. I made bean stew for the Grenada sisters when I was in Grenada, and gave them diarrhea because of the amount of beans that was in it.
Moral of the story is don't have Claire's bean stew. However, the quesadillas...
If you haven't had beans in a while, that's all.
Well, yeah. However, the quesadillas sound really nice. I could do with one of those right now.
St. Lucia, we'd had a lot of fruit because it was like fruit season, so we just get all these like mangoes and stuff, so we'd make like smoothies. And then when I was with Sister American, she made this like big sandwich. No, I can't really have this anymore because it's like not good for vegans. But it had, so basically you had like your layer of bread, and then you have your meat.
Selling it to me.
So you have 2 slices. It was like Sister American's thing. Like this is what she did. So you have 2 slices. Oh wait, you got to put the sauce on there first. So your choice of sauce.
Bread, sauce, layer of meat,
and then another layer of meat.
Another layer, like different meat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Then you put your lettuce.
Then
you put your tomato. And then you put your fried egg.
Fried egg.
Oh yeah, you've toasted your bread as well.
Okay.
So it's toasted.
Bread is toasted.
And then you put another piece, like another bit more sauce on it. And put your other slice. And then you eat it.
Sounds like a Subway. But a very fancy Subway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and your cheese. I've got the cheese. So yeah, that was what it was. And it was really nice. Like, I got addicted to it, and then I got Sister Olsen, who was my 3rd companion after Sister American. She got addicted to it. She asked me how to do it, and I was like, it's easy, it's just a sandwich.
It's just a sandwich.
It was so good. And I also had oatmeal a lot, especially when I was with Sister Olsen and Sister Dop, because they loved oatmeal. And we just get the oatmeal packets and just add almond milk to it, and it was really good.
Very nice. Do most of the homes in your area have computers, cell phones and televisions? What are some differences in their homes and the one you grew up in?
Okay, yes. That was something that I was very surprised with. So their homes are not like our houses. Like a lot of their homes are just cement and then painted. That's how they live. But these people had like big screen TVs.
Flat screen TVs.
Yeah, flat screen TVs. Phones.
Smartphones?
Well, tablets.
Okay.
They have tablets. They don't have phones. They have tablets. And I was like very surprised by that, because like you'd think they would like add more to their home, but no, like they would literally like you come into someone's house and it would just be like cement, wood, and then they'd have like a flat screen TV and a tablet. Like it was like, okay, there's no stairs. Like a lot of people don't have two.
It's like a bungalow.
Yeah, they're just bungalows. Well, yeah, and so everyone sleeps on the same layer. Or in Barbados, this is what they did. They'd have like the houses on stilts. So there would just be these cement stilts and then the house. And I never got it. Like, even on some places in Grenada, they would have it on like, because Grenada's all hills.
Yeah.
And so they would have like stilts on hills. Like,
well, is it possibly because it's easier to create a firm, flat foundation on stilts than it is on the ground?
I guess.
Maybe the ground's softer.
Yeah, but the funny thing was, one of the houses got knocked down off the hill. Like, but the
While you
house
were
was
there?
fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we helped build it back up.
Okay.
So the house had slid down the hill.
Oh gosh.
Like, it wasn't in good shape, obviously. Like, it was better than most, but like the stilts had completely gone. And luckily this person wasn't in the house when they...
Did they build the house where it landed?
No, but the...
Okay. Before you went, right, I've moved house, I'm just going to set up shop here. What's the scariest thing that happened on your mission?
Oh, that's a hard question. What was the scariest thing? Like, I can't think if I was ever scared, per se. One that I remember was in Barbados. They have something called the crop over.
Okay.
And basically, it's like our Caribbean carnival, only like 10 times worse. So like, people are drinking, and like, the girls are not fully dressed. Like, they're literally just wearing feathers and like glitter, basically.
Yeah.
And so we, as missionaries, weren't allowed to proselyte during those times. So the night before, I had a companion named Sister Cole, who, and Sister Mon at the time. It was when I was being trained, and Sister Mon, she has this gift where she's able to tell if, like, I know it sounds really creepy, I've got to pronounce this right or it's going to sound really weird, but like, she can tell when spirits are around.
Okay.
And so...
I can see dead people.
I see dead people. But basically, we were told that if we didn't feel comfortable, we could go in, like, early, because it was the night before, and just in case, like, people were around and stuff. And so this one night, like, me and Sister Mon both felt like really bad, like something wasn't quite right about the area, and so we decided to go home. Like, it's not like, but yeah, that was probably one of the scariest things, like, because I never felt that way. Like, oh, yeah.
Last question is, what's been the best part of your mission?
Oh, I hate this question.
I know, but it's there.
Best part of my mission.
Or maybe top 3 moments,
Okay,
if you can't think of one. Think of 3.
your first time is usually your best. And my first baptism experience was probably the best thing that happened on my mission.
Okay.
So what happened is that I was being trained in Barbados for 12 weeks, and Present surprised me by moving me early, and I was like really surprised because like Sister Mon was leaving as well because she'd been there for ages, and so we were expecting that, but I wasn't expecting leaving. But at the same time, I was kind of grateful I did. But I really wanted to be with Sister Cole at the time, so I was like really mad because I wanted to just be me and her and see how it was. But that didn't happen.
Okay.
And then, so I was called to Grenada, but I was like really excited because it meant that I got a fresh start. And so I was like so anxious, like flying over there, like so nervous about it, just because it was like a new island. I didn't know my companion. I didn't think I knew anyone that was there. Like, I just wasn't ready for it. And then I got to Grenada, and the moment I got off that plane, I just remember feeling like this, like Brigham Young, like this is the place. Like seriously, like it was just a lovely feeling. And when we first went contacting, like I just had this new fire. Like I wanted to talk to everyone because I felt like as a trainee, I was like held back because I was in a trio, and so it was really hard, like 3 missionaries coming to the door, like that's kind of intense. And so like it gave me an opportunity to like for me to speak to people, and it was really good. And then when I arrived, one of the greatest advice that I ever got from my trainer, Sister Mon, was to use the area book. Like that carried me through my whole mission. But it specifically affected me when I was on Grenada because I just felt drawn to the area book. And so the second time we did weekly planning, I knew, like, because I knew more of the people that were meeting, I felt more confident. And so like I literally rang all of the former investigators and basically said to them, like, we're having this seminary institute. It was like an introduction to that. And so like I was just inviting all these people. I just remember like one of them was like, hey, like I'm gonna be 15 minutes late and then I'll get there. And I was like, it was just another thing, like, oh, he's probably not gonna come. Like that's what they all say. Like either they say they're coming or they're gonna be late. And I was like, I don't believe you. Then we go to the night, and I was just thinking like one of them has to come. Like I called so many people, and it was just like one of them has to come. And then the missionary couple came in. They're like, hey, we've got a man here who's looking for the sister missionaries. Now I didn't know that the sisters had like called someone, so I was like, oh, maybe it's for them. And I was like, what's his name? And they were like, Desmond. And I was like, oh my goodness, like Desmond. Like, yeah, I remembered the name as soon as I saw it. And I was like, Desmond. And then I said, hi, my name's Sister Johnson. Like I was the one that spoke to you on the phone. And he was 15 minutes late. He was like completely honest to what he said.
Yeah.
And so like I spent some time with him. Sister Ben spent some time with him like that night, and he really enjoyed himself. And then it was really hard for us to meet with him because we had to have a third female.
Okay.
And he lived on like the top of one of the tallest hills in like
Typical.
Grenada. And so like one of our members was like, the night we were going to see him on the Sunday night. And she was like, I'm not climbing that hill. And we're like, no, come on, like, he's so cool. And she was like, no, I'm not climbing it. And so we went to visit another member just because she would refuse to climb the hill.
What?
And then like, we tried calling him again and he just wouldn't pick the phone up. And I was like, we've lost him. And then this one day, Sister Ben was talking to, now, Sister Ben does not speak to drunk people.
Okay.
But this one day she decides to talk to this drunk man. And I just get the impression to turn around, and I turn around and Desmond's coming down the hill. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't leave my companion, but I need to speak to him. And so like, I just like slowly like walked
away.
and I was just hoping that he would see me, and then he saw me, and then we were like watching the sunset go down, and we were just talking, and he was just like, so I have a question for you. And I was like, what? He was like, when is the next baptism or date in your church? And I was like, what? Like, what did you just say? And he really wanted to get baptized. And then so after that, we met him every single week, like without fail. We taught him all the lessons.
Climbed up those hills.
Yep. with Holly. Holly was the one that came with us, and he had no problem. Like we told him the word of wisdom. He was like, I'm going to give up tea, and I was like, he had given up drinking like before we met him.
Okay.
He had given up like smoking. Like he was like, I used to smoke like 10 packets a day. Now I don't smoke. And we're like, okay, good Desmond. And then the only problem he had was that he hadn't repented of past transgressions.
Okay.
And so like I just remember this one. It was like the lesson before his baptism, and I just went to him and said, Desmond, like, you're only missing one thing. You need to repent of this. And he was like, yeah, but I don't do it anymore. We're like, yeah, but you need to like sit down and repent. And it like worried me for the rest of the week. I was like, he's not gonna be able to be baptized if he doesn't experience repentance. Like, it's gonna be really bad. And then I remember like I was freaking out for that lesson. And then we spoke to him and said, Desmond, like, have you prayed and like asked God for repentance? And he was just like, yes, I have. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was so happy, over the moon. And then we did the baptismal questions with the senior couple, and I just remember like my eyes were watering during that, because I was just like, I can't believe this is happening, like he's actually getting baptised. And then he got baptised, and it was like the sweetest
Someone
thing.
who you reached out to.
I know, like, but literally like I did nothing. Like he was completely prepared from like the get-go. Like,
You needed that nudge, which
Yeah.
you give him.
yeah,
So.
but yeah, it was crazy.
There we go. That is the end of this video. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Well, if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel and comment below. We love you guys, and we will see you next video.
Wagwan.
Bye!
Bye!
Shall I wear my glasses like? So today.
That's exactly how you should do it.
Oh, really?
No.
So today.
I know, I mean with the voice and everything.
So today. Oh,
We're going to
come.
be interviewing Chad missionary, Church of Jesus Christ, Latter-day
Welcome to the Crazy Kids channel today. Today. No.
It's funny because on my other video you can hear buses go past. You just hear it, and it happens always at the most distinct parts, like Darth Vader.
So I normally have the window shut, but it's so hot today. I've got the window open, so if you hear anything, that's why. Or a bird.
Like that.
Who is Mus?
Yeah. It just made a sound because it's like slightly open.
Okay, go again.
Shut anymore. A very special guest.
We have a very special guest who is.
Don't say that.
What?
That's why I said in Tasha's video. Don't you remember? We have a very special guest. And Tasha was like, "Oi!" Alright, I'm making a lot of noise with you.
Wait, we have a special guest.
Yes. In Barbados. Yeah, in Barbados. Okay, now I say it.